for the confirmation. So guys, anyone have any question, whatever we have learned till now, if you have any question, guys, please let me know so we can move forward if you have any question. So please raise your hand. So if anyone have any question, please raise your hand. Good evening, Kya. Pratap, you are getting that error message, mail me the screenshot. After the session, I'll check. Okay, let me unmute yourself. Yes, Pratap.
Yeah. Hi, Ankit-ji. Actually, what happened? See, I'm trying to. I already, downloaded. Public key. PEM file. Okay. After that, I am trying to upload while generating password. What it is happening? The file is around only 833 bytes. But I saw your file is 2 KB file.
2 KB, yes, correct.
I don't know why. Maybe I am using iPad because of that reason.
Not sure about that. Not sure.
Anyway, I will send.
Yes, you have my email address. You can see in the screen. You are able to see my email address in the below. So whenever you guys practicing it, if you have any doubts or if you are able to face any problem, mail me on this mail ID which you are able to see in the downwards. This is my screen. In that one you can mail me. So whenever I'll get a time, I'll definitely reply you.
Sure.
Okay. Mail me with screenshot. If still we are not able to resolve, then what I can do is I can take access of your system. Okay. With the help of that, we'll try to resolve. That's what we can do.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone have any other question? Anyone have guys question? Please let me know. Okay. So guys, what we have done is in the last session is we have learned about how we need to create a Windows EC2 machine. And in the today's session also, we are going to go with the EC2 machine. In the last one, we have go for the Windows one. And in the today's session, we are going to learn about how we can create a Linux EC2 machine and how we can connect Linux EC2 machine from our system. So for creation of the process is same. Whatever we have done to creation of Windows machine, the same process we need to follow here also. Means for Windows machine, we have followed 7 steps. So here also we need to follow those 7 steps. Now, so for this, we need to go to our AWS account, which I have already logged in it. Here I'm my AWS account. Now, for here, what we have discussed in the previous session is we need to go to service called EC2. We can search here or whatever service recently I have used, I can see here also. So last session, we have used a service. That is where it is coming in the top here on the recently visited. So I'm clicking here now. Now, in the last session, what we have done, guys, after creation of our instance, we have terminated the instance. Are we able to see that instance here? No, because we have terminated that instance. After termination of that instance, after a few minutes, that instance completely get removed from here. That is why we are not able to see that instance here. Now, so we need to create a Linux EC2 machine. So for this, we'll go to EC2 service. Now click on launch instance. And guys, whenever you want to do practice, guys, download these PPTs from the Google Drive, which you got that access. From there, whatever the steps I'm following it, follow the same steps while practicing it. So these things will help you to practice a lot. Because in this PPTs, each and every single step is mentioned. And one more thing, guys, in some PPTs, in the PPT, there's an option called notes in the below, guys. In some PPTs, in some slides, like you see here in this slide, some definitions are given here. The definition, which I'm not telling you guys, you got the PPTs, you can download the PPTs and check the PPTs notes also. Some important information will be given in this, might be which I'm not telling you right now, or might be not telling you in some other session. Some important information which given will help you to clear the interview also. So very careful when you download the PPT, check the notes also. Okay. Now, so I'm going to click on launch wizard instance, and then we need to select a Linux one. And if you see here, guys, we have Amazon Linux, we are getting it. Other Linux also, we have it here. This is a Windows one. And see here, Ubuntu, SUSC also, we are getting it. And there are a lot of, we are getting it into that. Whichever you want to select, we can select. But right now, what I can do is, I can go for the Amazon Linux. This is a Linux operating system which created by the Amazon. Now I'm going to select this one. Now, after selection of CAF, I've already uploaded the yesterday's PPT in the Google Drive. I have shared, my team has been shared with you guys. In the Google Drive, it's already uploaded. And then after selecting of that one, what is the next step we need to do is select an instance type called T2 micro. We have already discussed it. This one we are going to select. Why? Because this is free tier. And here also we are using it 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM. We are getting. And then click on next. This thing right now we are not learning about this third step because total 7 steps. Regarding this third steps, we'll learn it in our upcoming session. And then click on next, add storage. Now, here in the previous session, guys, when we have created the EC2 machine with Windows 1, by default, how many hard disks we are getting it? 30 GB by default in Windows 1. But right now we are creating a Linux one. How much by default they are giving it? Only 8 GB. But if you want to increase to 30 GB, we can increase that because maximum 30 GB is free from AWS to us. This is by default, we are getting it. But if you want to increase, we can increase as per our requirement till 30 GB. So till 30 GB, there is no charges for this. Next, ad tags. Regarding ad tags, right now we are not learning it. We'll discuss it in our upcoming session. And then click on next. Here we need to create a security. Now, in the previous session also, we have discussed it for Windows 1. Whenever we are creating a security group, RDP port needs to be mandatory to be open. And for Linux 1, SSH port needs to be enabled. And we are creating right now which one? Linux 1. And which port is we are getting by default? SSH. That's what we have discussed it in the last session also, that AWS is so smart. So by default, automatically they will select their type which needs to be mandatory to be open, because if you want to connect to that machine, this port needs to be enabled. So here we are using a type SSH. Source, I can change it to anywhere, because anywhere means we can connect this machine from anywhere of the part of the world. Because right now we are just starting it. So right now I'm giving access, but in real time, it is not like that. In real time, something more we need to discuss it, that we will discuss when we are learning some more in depth of our topics. So right now, while practicing it, you can also select as anywhere. And here we need to give the name of our security group. So let me give the name to Linux SG. This is the name I get. And then next, review and launch. So here we can review our lot, whatever we have selected, we can review. Whatever we have said. If you want to change anything, we can go to back or cancel it. We can do. Next, click on launch. Now, when I click on launch, here again, we need to create a new key pair. I can use the existing one, also the one which I've used in the previous session. I can use if I want to use. But this is the one we have created. I can use, but right now we are not going to create. I'm going to create a new. And let me give the name A2 Linux. And then click on download key pair. Click on launch instance. Done. Let me get that. So here we are getting our key, which we have written. Now, refresh. Now, coming to the next thing. So we have downloaded our key pair, and when we download our key pair, which file we are getting it? We are getting a file with extension PEM. But guys, whenever we want to connect our Linux EC2 machine, we need to convert the same file into PEM file. We need to convert this, sorry, PEM file, we already have it. PEM file to PPK file, I need to convert. We have PEM file. How we can convert this PEM file into PPK? Connect, change of this format, we need to download some software. Two softwares we need to download. One is PuTTY, other one is PuTTY. PuTTY will help you to connect your this Windows machine from your system to EC2 machine. PuTTY will help you that. PuTTY-gen will help us to convert that PEM file from PPK. So I'm going to download. How, from where I need to download? From this website. Let me open this website. And there I'm going to show you from where you can download. Because in this website, there are a lot of links you will get. You need to be very careful, download as per your system requirement. Now here I'm getting, scroll down. Here I'm getting it. You can download 64-bit or you can download 32-bit. Here I'm getting it, this one. As per my system, it's 64-bit. So I can just click here. It will get downloaded. See here. No need to install it like other softwares we need to click and then next we need to do. No, nothing we need to do. Just if you click here, exe file get downloaded. So this is PuTTY we have downloaded right now. After that, which folder we require? Sorry, which software? PuTTY-gen also will require. In the same link, scroll down. Here I'm getting PuTTYgen.exe. Here also I'm clicking on this. As per my system requirement, it also get down. Just if you click here, it will get down. So I'm getting both the software which will require for our training. PuTTY and PuTTY-gen. Just a minute, please. Okay, now, next thing. Now our system, we are able to see here it is running it. Now what we need to do, we need to learn about how we need to convert PEM file to PPK file. Guys, see this, in this, which I'm going to show you, a lot of new people are doing mistake. I don't want you to do mistakes, so see very careful what I'm going to do right now. Open PuTTY-gen. After opening of the PuTTY-gen, click on load. Means we need to load that file which we have downloaded. So I'm going to that folder, select all files here. This is the PEM file which I've select that one. Click on open, click on OK. After click on OK, guys, directly click on save private key. Here we are getting that save private key, click on that. Lot of people, I'm telling you what they are doing mistake. They are clicking on generate. Don't click on generate. So what you need to do, first click on load. Then after click on load, directly click on save private. I'll show you again. Let me show you again how we are doing it. Let me show you again. I'm closing this one. I'm not saving it file. I'm opening again PuTTY-gen. Click on load. Load the file which will require it. Here we have selected open, OK, and then click on save private. Yes. Now I need to save that file. Again, let me give the same name. So here I'm giving the same name, but extension is different. Earlier extension was PEM. Right now extension was PP. Save it. Now it has been generated. See here. So we are getting it, our PPK file, which help us to connect our Linux EC2 machine. Guys, any question, if anyone have, please raise your hand regarding how to generate this PPK file. Because this is very important. Here, I'm telling you, a lot of students are doing mistakes. I have seen it, but I don't want you to do mistake. That is what I'm telling you. If you have any question, please let me know. I'll show you again how to generate this PPK file. If anyone have question, please unmute yourself. Yes, Valli, you can unmute yourself.
Ankit, what's the difference between this PEM and PPK file?
PEM file, PPK file is actually a password. We are getting it, help us to connect. Like what we are doing it in the Windows 1 in the last session we have done. For Windows 1, we are generating password with the help of AWS console. So here we are generating a password with the help of PuTTY. This PPK file is actually a password which help us to connect.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, anyone else? Is it clear, Valli, how to generate the PPK file?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, thank you, Valli. Yes, Aditya.
So, Ankit, since it's a Linux, like if you're using a Linux-based terminal,
Correct.
can we use dot .pem to access the like SSH to the VM?
So directly you want to use PEM file to connect?
Yeah. Yes.
No, if you are connecting the first machine, it is not possible. Means from one machine to other machines, if you are connecting it multiple machines, one after another, that time you require PEM file. But the first machine which you want to connect, that time with PEM file, it is not possible. You always need to generate PPK. In our upcoming session, we'll see how we can connect from one machine to another machine, second to third machine. That time will require PEM files.
So
We will see
about connecting.
that time we'll see about VPC peering. In that one we'll see.
Okay. Okay.
That time we'll see we from one machine to another machine, second machine to third machine, we can create it. We can link each others.
But from local to virtual, we need PPK for sure.
Yeah. Yes, you are correct.
Because from my Apple based terminal, I'm able to connect through PEM. So I was just wondering.
The PPK file is required, which by PPK file is mandatory.
Okay.
Okay. In our upcoming session, we'll see how we need to connect from one machine to second to third, because that is we are going to learn in a topic called VPC when we are learning.
Okay.
Okay. That time even we can connect. We have a topic called VPC peering. That time we'll learn how we can connect from private to private also.
Yeah.
That is different thing. We'll see that.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else, Aditya?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So here we have learned about how we can generate the PPK file. After generation of PPK file, now we'll learn about how we can connect to our this machine with the help of PuTTY. So what we need to do? Select the EC2 machine. Click on connect. And then go to SSH client. When I come to SSH client, here I'm getting it. The example which you are able to see here, guys. This thing you need to copy. You can do one. Don't need to copy full actually because we have that PEM file. This is what you need to copy. This is the thing. Don't copy it full one. From your EC2-user, from whatever you are getting in the end, copy this one. This is your public DNS here. This is, and in this one, automatically your username and password we're getting from there. We just need to copy only this. Now, open PuTTY now. Now here, if you see here, we are getting a first thing. What we are getting, we need to enter a host name. So entering the host name, which we have copied. This is public DNS. You can consider host name. Now, next thing, what we need to do, we need to attach the SSH client with our file name, which we have done it. Now how we need to attach PPK file with PuTTY. Go to SSH. Click on that plus sign. Under SSH, we are getting option called authentication, auth. They have written a short form here. This is authentication. Click on that. Here you are getting browse. Into that browse, you need to select the PPK file which we have generated. This is our password for where we are going to connect our EC2 machine. So select that one. Click on open. Click on open. Accept. Now you are able to see here we are able to connect to our EC2 machine. We don't need to enter any username, nothing. We don't require it. We just need to select the public DNS which we have copied our host name and select your file, PPK file. Now we are able to connect to our EC2 machine. Clear, guys? Any question anyone have? Please raise your hands. Okay. Now this is, I have shown you one way. This way which I have shown you, we have used this public DNS. With the help of that, we are able to connect. Okay. Yes, Pratap, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi Ankit ji. Suppose if I want to give this mission to some other person with credential, I mean username and password, how to get password here? Now we
you need to give that PPK file. PPK file is a password actually. Okay, PPK file is a password which help us to connect. There is like in the Windows one. What in the Windows one? What we have? We are generating a password here. With the help of that, here we are generating the password. But in this case, our PPK file is a password.
So we cannot see password. I mean, we cannot.
No, if you want to see, you can open PPK file. Means it's a complete PPK file code. Also, you can share it. So they can create a new notepad file into that. They can transfer that code. See here. Here I can see that password. This is actually a complete password.
Okay. Normally we can give username and password. Suppose root and password something.
No. The username is EC2 user actually for this one. I'll show you that also. Username is EC2 user. You don't need to give actually full one, which we have copied it. You just need to give only EC2 user also you can. This is actually your username.
Okay.
I'll show you that. This is second way which I'm going to show you how you can connect your EC2 machine. I have shown you one way right now. Now I'll come to the second way also.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, guys, here we have seen the first way how we can connect to our Windows EC2 machine. Sorry, Linux EC2 machine. Now I'll show you the second way. Now, earlier, when I go to connect, we'll come to which tab? SSH client. But here one more tab we have it called EC2 Instance Connect. In this EC2 Instance Connect, what I'm getting it? The public IP. I can get the public IP from here, and here is my username EC2-user. This is my username, which we are getting it here also. You guys can see the public DNS which I've copied. In that one also I'm getting. Or there is one more way to get the public IP, which also we have discussed in the previous session. Select your EC2 machine. Here we are getting the public. So I can even copy from there. Username we have note down it, which is EC2 user. EC2-user. And this is our public IP. Now copy that one. And let me disconnect this one. Again, I'm going to open a PuTTY. Entering the public IP here. Earlier we have put the public DNS. Now I am entering the public IP. Go to SSH, authentication, browse, PPK. It's whenever you want to give, you can just give the public IP. Your EC2-user is your username and the PPK file which you need to. We have selected, open, accept. See here, guys. Earlier, what we have done, when I click on accept, automatically it get connected. But right now, what it is asking, login as. So it is asking of our username. So what is our username? EC2-user. And now we are able to connect to our EC2 machine. Clear, guys? We have seen two ways to connect our EC2 machine. One with public IP, which we are getting it. Other one is public DNS. Here, guys, any question anyone have, please let me know. Yes, earlier, let me show you again the same thing. Let me show you that. So what is the first thing we need to do here is, guys, we need to copy the public IP, which we are getting it from here. Copy this one. Open PuTTY. Paste your IP address, which we have copied here. Go to SSH. Authentication. Select the same PPK file which we have generated. Click on open. Click on open. Now it is asking for login as. For which user I need to log in it. I'm entering my username, EC2-user. This is my username, which I have noted down it here in that notepad file. And then enter. Now we are able to connect. How we can connect to our EC2 machine with the help of our public. Clear, Valli? So Shan, RDP port is used for Windows 1, SSH port is for Linux 1. That is the biggest difference in these we have it. RDP only work for Windows, SSH port is only work for Linux 1. I mean, if you try to connect the Windows machine with the help of PuTTY, it is not possible. Okay. So anyone have any question, guys, please let me know. So here I mentioned that also the username which we have created, EC2-user, which we are able to connect. Now, after that, what is the next thing we need to do? We need to stop our instance or terminate. The process is same, like same we have done it for Windows also. Select the machine, go to instance type, and then terminate. Before termination, guys, if anyone have any question, please let me know. So I'll terminate after that, because again, if I'm creating, it takes some time. Guys, if any question, please raise your hand. Okay, so look like no one have any question. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll terminate this instance. So click on terminate. Again, I'm going to click on terminate. Now, when I click on terminate, see here I'm getting an error message. Now, because we have terminated our instance, so we are not able to connect. Yes, Srikanth, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, we can connect this in PuTTY with in two ways now. One is IP address, the other one is
public DNS, which we have copied it. This both the ways you can connect any one of the way, both are correct.
okay.
Okay. In real time, majorly which one we are using, the second way which I've shown you, with the help of public one which we are connecting in real time. Because it's a very lengthy commands, we don't need to get that one. So just need to know our public IP. With the help of that we can. That is the in real time majorly that option we are mostly using.
Okay.
That is what shown you, that's one also.
Okay, sir. Another question I have. Recently,
Yes.
I gone to one interview. There has been given a question to me. What Docker? We can use Docker also for instances in
Docker
EC2?
is coming under DevOps. Docker is
Okay,
not
okay.
coming under DevOps, so I'm not able to answer that one.
Okay, they has been asking me for this only. Amazon for AWS only, not for DevOps. They asked for AWS. So that's why
Docker we can definitely it can be installed. Yes, it can be installed in EC2 machines. It is possible.
It is a supportive or
yes, it will support. It will support.
It just is a supporting.
Yes.
Okay. That is
With the
that
help
is
of Linux command, it can be, you can easily install it. It is not a much problem.
okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now what we have done seen here is, guys, how we have learned. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to show you, we have seen here that how we can generate PPK file with PuTTY gen. This is one way we have seen it. But how we can generate PPK file with AWS account, that we are going to see now. So for this, let me open another. PPK file using AWS account. Means before creation of our Linux EC2 machine, I can directly generate a PPK file. But guys, which I'm going to show you right now, this is also one option we have it. But in real time, this option, we are not using it. Why we are not using this option? Because I have already told you, in some cases, will require PEM file also. Because directly if I generate PPK file from my AWS account, how can I get the PEM file? It is not possible. So this is also one option which I'm going to show, because sometime in the interview, they can ask you, can I generate a PPK file with AWS account? Yes. Or they will ask you the point, how can I generate that also? They can ask you. It's very rare case in the interview they can ask. So that is why I'm going to show you this thing also. But in real time, this option is not recommended. Why? Because sometimes we'll require PEM file also. So how to generate PPK file? Let me show you. So for this, we need to go to networking and key pairs. So go to EC2, scroll down. Here I'm getting network and security. Here I'm getting key pairs. In this key pair, whatever the key pairs I have created in my AWS account, we can see all the here right now, which we have created. The two which we have created, we are able to see those also. So here I'm going to show you how we are creating. So for this, you need to click on create key pair. And then here I can give the name of my key pair. Let me give the name as A2PPK file. And if you see here, guys, here I'm getting an option. I can generate PEM file or I can generate PPK file also. Both the options we have it here also, but PEM file we have already seen I can generate from direct also while creating my EC2 machines. That time also I can generate, but PPK files we can't generate while creating our EC2 machine. So this is the only option we have it from where I'm going to create. So select that one, click on create key pair. When I click on that, click on create key pair, you can see here in the below a file get downloaded in my system. Let me show you that. Click on show all. Here I am. Now, how we need to connect our EC2 machine with this key pair, we'll show you that. Go to instance. So we need to create a new instance now. So click on launch instance. Same one, I'm going to select Amazon Linux instance. And then T2 micro, click on next. Next, storage I go for 8 GB. Click on next. Security group, I want to create a new one, we can do that. Or if I want to use existing one, that also possible. But right now I'm not going to create a new one. I'll use an existing one. This, the one which we have used just now, the same one I'm going to use right now. Click on review and launch. Launch. Now here I need to select that file which I have downloaded. And you can see here, the one which I have downloaded, A2PPK file, I'm able to see that. And for this one, you need to check this checkbox, that acknowledgement that you have that private key. And then click on launch instance. So we are able to create our EC2 machine directly with the help of that PPK file. Now, how we need to connect that we have already learned it, but let me show you again. Let's start running it. Now it's running it. So what I'm going to do, I'm copying the public IP. Username is same, EC2 user, because we have selected the same Amazon one. Go to PuTTY, our public IP. Now SSH authentication, browse, and here I'm selecting this PP. Click on open, accept, entering my username EC2-user. Now we are able to connect to our Linux EC2 machine. Here guys, so we have two ways to generate PPK file. One with PuTTY, other way is AWS account. So we can connect to our EC2 machine with multiple ways, and we can generate a PPK file with two ways also. But I'm telling you again, guys, the second option which I have shown you, this is just for interview purpose. I have shown you this option is not recommended in real time. And while practicing also, I don't want you to practice this thing multiple times. Always generate a PPK file with the help of PuTTY. Because the reason is, I'm telling you again, because in some cases will require PEM file also. That is the main reason which we are telling you, because in our upcoming session, we need to discuss more advanced topic. That time we'll need to do. Here guys, any question anyone have, please let me know. Please raise your hand if anyone have any question, guys. Yes, Anand, you can unmute yourself.
So just here I have a question like so we generate we can generate the PEM file by launching the instance. While launching the instance, suppose if we want to use, like if the PEM file was missed, so that I can do or generate the here also. Yes.
Sorry, Anand, your voice got cracked. Can you repeat your question again?
Okay. Yeah, while launching our instances, so we are generating a PEM file.
PEM file,
And then
we are
PEM,
generating
yes,
it.
PEM
Correct.
file, yeah, and the same PEM file we are using for a PPK or some while connecting of a Windows or whatever it is. Suppose
Correct.
if I missed that PEM file, so if I want to generate again, so that we can go and create the same PEM file from here, the one which you showed in network interfaces.
That one we can do, but if you, let's take example one here. If I have created the one Windows machine with the help of this PEM file, okay, A2 Windows key.
Yeah.
Okay, that you say that I lost this key. You're talking about this thing. Then you say that I can generate from here. From that I can do. It's not possible. It is not possible. So for that one, there are some other things we need to do it. How we can recover the lost key pair, that we will learn it in our upcoming session. Wait for that few days, that we will learn. Here in the course content, it is mentioned it here. We'll learn about how we can recover lost key. But the talking which you're talking about, that is not possible. That is a wrong way.
Okay, it's clear.
Okay, but yes, we'll learn it in our upcoming session, because this is very important. This happens with lot of people. It's possible that we can lost it, or by mistake some other person has read it. Yes, it is very possible. But how we need to recover it, we'll discuss it in our.
Okay.
Okay,
it's clear.
Here,
Yeah.
Anand.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Anyone have any question, guys? Okay. coming to the next one. Let me come to. So we have done all the steps which is mentioned in the PPT. So we are able to do that also. So what we have done right now learn about is we have learned about how we can create a Linux EC2 machine and how we can generate a PPK file from our AWS account. These things we have. Now coming to the next topic. The next topic what we are going to learn here about is how we can transfer our local files to our EC2 machines. Because in our upcoming session, we need to transfer some files which we are going to learn right now. Because I have told you just some other might be another someone asked question about the PEM file. I have told them we need to transfer the PEM files into the server sometimes. So how we can transfer files to our server, that we are going to learn. So first I'm going to show you how we are going to transfer our file to Windows 1. And the second I'm going to show you how we can transfer files to Linux 1 also. So we have already learned it how we need to create our Windows EC2 machine and Linux 1. So we don't need again discuss about those basic things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more Windows machine. Let me terminate this instance. I forgot. Terminate, and then it is shutting down. Now I'm going to create one more instance. The which one? Windows 1. Micro, click on next. No need to do anything here. No need to do here also. Next. Now security group, I'll use the existing one. A2 Windows. Which port we are getting enabled? RDB port. Review and launch. Launch. Key pair. You want to create a new key pair or you want to use existing one? We can do that both the things. We have the existing one. I can use the existing one also. Launch instance. Now, there is a question for you guys. Guys, if you remember it, we have discussed it in the previous session. After creation of our Windows EC2 machine, how many minutes I need to wait to generate the password, guys? Correct. 4 minutes. Now I have created the one. Let's start running it. Let's start running. So select this one, click on connect, RDP client, get password. You can see here the one which we have discussed in the previous session. Please wait at least 4 minutes after launching an instance before trying to retrieve the auto-generated password. That is what we have discussed. We need to at least wait for minimum of 4 minutes. So they can ask you, this is also an interview question. They can ask you. These are very small things, but yes, these are important. Very basic things. So we need to wait at least 4 minutes to generate our password. So till the time we need to wait. If anyone have any question, guys, raise your hands. Okay, or we can do one thing. Till the time it is running, we'll create a Linux one also. Because after that, we need to learn about how to transfer our files to Linux one also. So till the time it is getting up, I'll create a Linux EC2 machine. Launch instance, same one I can use it. E2 micro next. Security group, I'll choose the existing one. The Linux one, I can choose it. Review and launch our instance. Key pair, I don't have this key pair, so I need to select our Linux. Check the box, launch instance. Let me give here the name as Windows, the Windows one. And this is the we are creating it, Linux. Now we can try now. connect ADP client, get password. Now we are able to do that. Browse, PEM file, open. Here I'm getting it. Decrypt password. Here we are getting our password. So now I'm copying the public DNS. Here is the RDP, which I have it. Paste that one. Let me give the username here. Password, connect. Okay, let me show you. Okay. Now we are able to connect. Now what I need to do, I'll show you what are the options I need to enable in my system. So open remote desktop connection. So here I've opened the remote desktop connection. After click on that, click on show options. Go to local resources. If you see here the third tab called local resources, you need to click on that. Click on more. Click on more. And then after that, there is a checkbox called drivers, which if you are able to see in my screen, guys, this checkbox is already checked in my system. The drivers checkbox you need to check if you want to transfer any file from your local machine to Windows EC2 machine. If you want to transfer, this checkbox is required. After checking of this box, what you need to do is click on OK, and then we can connect to our EC2 machine. So this checkbox is required if you want to transfer any files to this one. In this one, you are getting C drive, D drive, whatever. In your one, you have C, D, E, F, you are getting it. So if you just want to do it from C drive or D drive, that is also you can do. I'll show you again. Open remote desktop, click on show options, go to local resources, click on more. Then you need to check the drivers check. This checkbox is already checked in my system. And now in the computer one, I'm going to put the public DNS. Username, administrator, click on connect, and password. Here I've copied, paste here. Okay. Yes. Now we are able to connect to our Windows EC2 machine. Now, which file I'll transfer? Let's say just I'll create a small notepad file that I'm going to transfer here. Let me create file here. I'll just give file1.txt. Anything I put it here, in just text. Let me just put a simple text here. Now we are able to connect to our Windows system. So what you need to do after that, copy and then paste it. That's what we need to do. It's not get done right now. Just a minute. Now just I'm pasting it. Now you can see here, we are able to transfer. This is the way which you need to transfer the file in the Windows machine. And if the drivers checkbox is not checked, we are not able to transfer our files to Windows EC2 machine. Because in real time, this thing we need to do it a lot of time. We need to transfer a lot of files. Clear, guys? How we can transfer our files to Windows EC2 machine? You can respond in the chat box, guys. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how we can connect a Linux EC2 machine and how we can transfer the files to Linux EC2 machine. So for this, what is the first requirement? We'll require Linux EC2 machine, which we have already created. But to transfer the files to Linux EC2 machine, guys, you need to install one software. Which one? WinSCP. Okay. Yes, Sheetal, you can unmute yourself.
So we need to just copy file from our machine and paste it in EC2 machine, right?
Correct. We just need to copy and paste. No need to do anything. The files get transferred.
Okay.
Okay. But yes, I have a very small file, so it get transferred on the spot. But if I have a larger file, it takes some time because the transferring file is always depending on your internet connection, not on the EC2 internet connection.
Okay.
Okay, so it will take some time if you have a larger file.
Means it depends upon file size, right? Yeah, how it will take time.
Sorry, Peter, can you repeat it?
Means it will depends upon file size, right?
Correct. File size also. Yes, you are correct. And another question which you're asking, the process is same for that one also. The one which I've shown you, we have copied from local to Windows EC2 machine. The reverse also, the process is same.
Okay.
Okay. But then your question is that the process is same. No need to change the process into that. Okay. Now coming to the Linux one. For Linux one, you guys need to install a software called WinSCP. So if you just click here, you'll get a link from that website, or you can just search on Google WinSCP download. So here you come to this website. It is given the link in the PPT also. So here you have it, download. So just download this one and install it. In my one, it is already installed. It's very simple. Just download and click on next. You guys can easily install it. So here it is asking for host name, username, and password. And file protocol needs to be SFTP. There are multiple also, we have it. Don't worry about that. Your file protocol needs to be SFTP. Now, it is asking for host name. Public IP is our host name. Entering it. Username, our EC2 hyphen, use the same which you are going to PuTTY. The same we need to enter here also. Now coming to password. Earlier, what we have done when we are connecting to PuTTY, we are attaching a PPK file with PuTTY. Same way here also we need to attach a PPK file. How I'm attaching it? Click on advanced. Now when I click on advanced, here again I'm getting SSH. Under SSH, I'm getting authentication. Here we are getting an option to private key file. I need to attach PPK file here. Go to that folder. This is the one which we have used, A2 Linux key PPK. Okay. Login. Yes. Done. We are able to connect. Now the same file which I've used there, I'm going to use it here also. File 1. Done. Let me transfer other files also. Of the PPTs, let me just transfer few PPTs also. Done. Now, how can I verify the files get transferred? We are able to see here. So what we can do, how we can verify? I'm going to connect with PuTTY. In PuTTY, we can see, we are able to see that files. Public IP, SSH, authentication, browse, PPK, open, accept, EC2 hyphen, enter. Done. Now, which command I need to use to check the file? There is a very basic command in Linux called ls. And you can see here, when I enter that one, we are able to see 3 files. One file, the second file, and the third file which we have transferred, we are able to see that. We want to transfer more files, we can transfer. Let me just transfer one more file. I've transferred 14th number PPT. I can just type ls there. I'm able to see that. So this is the process which we have learned, how we can transfer our local files to Windows EC2 machine and to Linux EC2 machine. If you want to get back, the process is same. Drag it from right side to left side. What we have done, we have drag it from left to right we have done. If you want to get back to local machine, drag it from right to left. Clear, guys? Any question anyone have regarding this? Please let me know. Abdul, you can unmute yourself if you have. Abdul, you have any question? Okay, Pratap. Yes, Pratap.
Yeah, hi Ankit. I think every time I think while logging, you are using PPK file, right? I think it is lengthy
Correct.
process, right? See, instead of password, you are using PPK file, but it is lengthy process, right? We
PPK
can
is, that is which I
directly
told you.
pass.
PPK file is a password actually.
Yeah, but it is, see, directly we can enter password. Normally in Linux, I mean using PuTTY, we can directly enter IP and username and password. You
In
can
this one,
immediately log in, but
in
normally
the AWS one, it is different process. That is what AWS machines are. That is process which AWS machines are using. But
so
yes, you are correct. But normally, which we are using it, if I talk about, I worked in Oracle one. I have worked for 3 years there, starting off my career. Yes, you are correct. There, if you want to connect to that, we're just giving the IP address, the username and password. We are able to connect that one. Yes, you are correct for that one.
So
But
here we do not
it's
have that
different.
option.
No, we don't have that option. It's completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, the normally which you're talking about, yes, you are correct. That is a normal way which actually we can do that. But here AWS is little different for those things.
This is kind of lengthy process, I think. But maybe
That is, they have
because
the
of
more
security.
That's security reason. These are actually security purposes.
Maybe,
They are
yes,
doing
yes.
it. Because if no one is sharing the password, might be because if you have 5 to 10 characters of password, it is easy to crack it. Okay, but these passwords it is not possible to crack it. So that is why they are using these options. That is why nowadays everyone is saying clouds are more secure rather than private public clouds. On which we are using it. So that is why they are using these options.
Okay, Ankit. Got it. Thank you.
Clear? Anyone have any question, guys? Okay. So if anyone don't have any questions, so what we can end the session for this. And this is, let me show you my email address, guys. While practicing is, if anyone have any question, PPTs which you already got in the Google Drive, you can download from there and practice it. In the end, this is my email address. While practicing it, if you have any question, you can check, you can email me, I'll reply you there. Santosh, I'm not using LinkedIn. Okay, so you can email me and whenever I get a chance, I'll reply you. Clear, guys? Anyone have any question, please raise your hand so we can end the session if you don't have any question. Yes, Sheetal, you can unmute yourself.
So can you please repeat this again?
If you have any question while practicing it, Sheetal, you can email me to my email address. Okay. This is the email address which are able to see my screen right now in the below. Yes. If you see here, my email address is given ankit1991@gmail.com. You can email me. Yes. Okay, email me into that if you have any question with the screenshot. So whenever I get a chance, I'll reply.
Okay, thanks. So when we are connecting Windows with the application, then
yes,
which PPK password file we have to
the same, yeah, PPK file you need to use the same way which we are going with PuTTY one, same way we need to do it here also.
Okay.
So what you need to do, let me show you again. Let me open Windows City. So here you need to go to advanced, then SSH, and under SSH you have authentication. Here you need to attach your PPK file. Okay. Yes, Valli, you can unmute yourself.
Hey, Ankit, this is my first class. I didn't join last 2 classes, but I have gone through the recordings.
Okay.
My basic question is, so I am having 12 plus experience in IT, like a Java J2E developer, and I want to move to AWS. Like I'm getting questions like I have seen few job descriptions, like I have seen work experience in deployment on AWS or Elastic Search work experience. So these kind of points are required, skills are mentioned over there. So uh, will you cover those topics in this
If you
section?
see here the course content, we are going to learn about how we can migrate on-premises VM to AWS. We learn it. On-premises VM to AWS, how we need to migrate.
So deployments and all comes into picture in that section.
Did you see the course? Are in that WhatsApp group only?
Yeah. So I'm there, but
You can see, let me show you again. If you see the course content, let me open it again. In the course content, whatever it is mentioned, it will cover in the training. There is nothing that I mentioned the course content and I'm not covering. I'm not like that. Might be some other persons are doing it. They are mentioning the course content and they are not covering those points. But now, in whatever I mention in my course content, I'll cover all those points. So you can see here. It is mentioned.
okay. So migrating on-premises VM to AWS, that is different, right? So deployments are different, or
this is also deployment. Huh?
Okay.
This is also coming under deployment.
Okay. So deploying some ER file and jar files, those kind of things also coming here. Like,
now, which one are you talking about?
usually, we have Jenkins, right? So through Jenkins, we can deploy to any of the servers, right? So maybe
the Jenkins is coming under DevOps. We are not covering about anything about Jenkins, those things. That is DevOps.
Okay.
So whatever the services we are going to use in AWS, that we can do it. So if I talk about Jenkins, that Jenkins is completely different from AWS.
Okay. So here migrating on-premise virtual machines to AWS means what is covered here?
How we can convert that VM which I have in my local machine to AWS one. So let's take example, you have your data into that your AWS, that VM, whichever you have all the things, whichever you have done right now. Let's say you are using your local one. So you want to switch to cloud. So here we are going to learn it. I have a VM in my local machine. You can see it in the below. The virtual machine, the same virtual machine I can migrate to AWS. So whatever the files in my virtual machine, you can see there are same files you can see there also.
Okay.
That is deployment. That is also coming under deployment.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. That's it, Ankit.
Okay. Anything else? Yes, Pratap, you can unmute yourself.
No, I do not have any doubts.
Okay, you are here hand that asking. Okay, no issue. So I have received your email, Pratap. Let me give some time, then I'll check and I'll reply you.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So with this, I'm ending this session, guys. And Saturday and Sunday, we don't have any session. Okay. So next session, we have it on Monday. So on Monday, we'll discuss it more about what we are going to discuss. Let me tell you that also. So what we are going to learn on the Monday session is we'll learn about web servers, about Linux web server and Windows web server. Then after that, we have some more thing, Elastic Load Balancer, classic application, network. So one by one, we are going to cover it. Total 80 PPTs are there. So one by one, we are going to cover all this. Okay. So with this, I'm ending this session. Thank you, guys. Have a happy weekend. Practice it. If you have any question, mail me or you can ask me on the Monday session. Thank you, guys.